About 9 years ago, I made a row of 9 terrariums in concrete form plywood with a glass front. However, it was time to replace these by new ones. Just like all my other terrariums, they are of glass within a wooden frame. First step is to paint the sides and to fix these to the bottom plate. All the bigger plywood pieces were cut to size in the shop where I bought these. All the other pieces of wood I've cut to size myself. Now let's put the frame together. I use a piece of wood cut to size, so all the distances between the beams are always the same. With the frame almost complete, it gets screwed to the bottom and the sides. The frame is built in 2 sections, otherwise I can't get it into my snail room. At the moment it still looks very wobbly, but when all comes together it is very strong. I didn't film everything, so here the frame is almost complete. I'm still working on the ventilation that is located at the front and the back of each terrarium. Later a fan and heating will be placed over the ventilation holes at the back. And finally some finishing touches to the frame and then everything is ready. It gets stained before I place it in my snail room. And then it's time to relocate the last snails to a temporary box. At the same time I'm counting them. I try to keep track of how many I have, when they lay eggs, how many young are born and when they die. I wrote a small program to keep track. Every terrarium has a number and has 1 or more species in it. When young are born, a snail dies, or when I move some to another terrarium, everything is registered. Of course, this is always an estimation, because with all the plants, it is impossible to see everything. The glass was cut at the right size, but at this time I really hope that all my measurements are correct. I can't cut a piece of the glass and the frame is all glued and screwed together. In the end, everything fitted well, except in one place, but this I could solve easily. Placing the glass is 9 times the same. First the big side panel, then the back, the bottom and the front, and finally fixating everything with silicone to make it waterproof. Every terrarium is accessible from the top. It has 2 pieces of glass with the first one sliding over the second one to open it. When I need full access, I can take both panels out. In a previous video, I explained what I use as a soil layer, so I'm not going into details about it. The branches I collected over the years and placed in a way to give the snails possibilities to climb. The lights are reused from my previous setup and are LED lights. The cover at the back has a ventilator and heat cables, so the heat comes from above, not from the bottom. Slides on the front ventilation cap let me regulate the amount of flow. The plants are a combination of cuttings I took and bought plants. It is always a careful choice for plants that grow well and don't get eaten. Not all will survive, but I hope with this selection, not too many will be a food source for the snails. Of course, a cleanup crew is added. These tiny isopods do well and clean up leftovers. Final touches are some dried leaves and a water dish, and then the snails can move in.